Hey everyone, Happy New Year, 2019, can you believe it? Here we are. Pardon my voice because I've been a little under the weather recently. Getting better. I may have, I have a bad cough that's lingering, so just pardon that as we begin this. But welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is about wellness, fitness, yoga, holistic remedies, healthy nutrition, healthy diet. And that's what this new series, I'm fixing to start a new series of meal planning, a meal planning series, healthy meal planning for 2019. So that's what this video is about. I'll be posting these videos every Sunday because that's when I meal plan. So I've talked to so many people that don't have a meal planning process. And so sometimes they end up eating fast food or they end up eating something unhealthy. So meal planning is the best way to go. I live in a small town, recently relocated from Houston, Texas. So the meal planning basically has saved my life because there's not many options for healthy eating in this small town. So I have to plan my meals, and it forces me to be selective. So, but it's a little bit of a process to begin, but it also helps you save money. You can eat healthier. You save time. So there's a lot of benefits to having a healthy meal plan, for healthy eating, and plan it once a week. So if you're interested in that type of thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And there's a little bell right next to it. Go ahead and hit that bell and subscribe. And that way, every time I upload a video on Sundays, you'll be able to see it. Thanks. And let's get started. Okay, so with the meal planning, I plan every Sunday. And I plan my whole week. There's 7 days in the week, but I typically only cook 4 days. 2 days we plan to have leftovers, and then one day I'm like just telling my husband, figure it out. Either you take me out to eat, or if there are any leftovers, we'll clear out the refrigerator, or something will happen. So that's just the day that I don't cook. So anyway, what we'll do is we're going to be planning the menu. I use a planner, so I have these meal plan things, and it has the days of the week on it. And then on the back of it is a grocery list. So I've planned out my meals for the week here, and I'll go through that process with you in a minute. I'll show you what I've done. But I'll be using several sources for healthy eating, my recipes, and I'll show you I'll link down below what references, where I got the recipe. We'll be using a couple of cookbooks. We'll be using some online sources throughout the series. I've got 2 cookbooks that we'll be using. One is Dannielle Walker, and it is Against All Grains. And this particular book is for gluten-free, dairy-free, paleo recipes to make anytime. This is a great source for healthy eating. I am not gluten-free, dairy-free all the time, but I try to be as much as I can. So I use this book a lot. The other book we'll be using, which is an excellent source, is Trim Healthy Table. And this is by Barrett and Serene, Allison. And they've come together, and there's more than 300 healthy and delicious recipes in this particular book. This cookbook uses, it's not dairy-free or gluten-free. It is flagged that if you are dieting, it's diet-friendly. If you're not dieting and just trying to eat healthy, it will be flagged in this particular book. So we'll be using those 2 sources for today's video. And then I'll be using other online sources as we go into each week. And I'll always link them below. And I'll also link the recipe below. So if you're interested in maybe trying that recipe, I'll link, and link it below. And that way it'll help you kind of decide whether you want to invest in purchasing these cookbooks. So now we'll move on to the actual meal planning. Next step. Okay, guys. This is the next step. So I use what is called a happy planner. And in my happy planner, excuse me, trying to get the camera up here right. So in my happy planner, I plan out my days, kind of a little old-fashioned here, but I like to plan my time. I use stickers. I do a lot of crazy things, but this particular item is a wonderful addition to my happy planner. It's my weekly meal plan. So as you can see, I have it has Monday through Sunday on it, and I have planned the meals for the week. And you can see that I've put what cookbook it came from and the page number. So it's really easy for me to make that reference. So the reason I have several days of beef, typically I don't do this, but my husband went out and bought a bunch of beef unbeknownst to me. So I have a ton of it in my freezer, so I need to utilize that. So basically this is what I do. I plan on Sunday. Prior to that, I do an inventory of my refrigerator, an inventory of my pantry, see what items I have, and then I pick what I'm going to have, what I'm going to cook. So one day I'm cooking Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday's leftovers. Thursday is I'm cooking. Friday will be a leftover, and then I'm cooking Saturday, and then, as I said before, Sunday's my free day. Either my husband decides that he's going to cook something, or we go out to eat, or we manage to have some leftovers from this. With it being the fall, and there's not a lot of fresh vegetables in a small town like I live in, I try to fix things that are using frozen vegetables and using a lot of frozen items. So, and things that'll go far. So the Monday will be the slow cooker Thai beef stew. And I got that from the Against All Grain cookbook. And as you can see, it's on page 160. And I really like the way she's done this cookbook. Let me move the camera over so you can see it. So this particular recipe shows you it's the slow cooker. She's got the little symbol here. It serves 6 to 8. So there's only 2 of us. So this will easily stretch to a leftover meal. And stew is always good the next day. It gives you the prep time, how long it's going to take you. Also, she has several pointers. There's always something nice at the top of her cookbooks that she notes. But another good feature about this book is that down below, she can show you how to stretch a meal. So in this particular thing, she thinks this leftover will taste great when assembled with eggs. So she just gives you some extra pointers. So there's that recipe I got from this book. I'll link that, as I said, I'll link that down below. So what I do is, once I get the recipe, once I get the menu here, and I have the recipe and the page, then after I've done my inventory in my pantry, I come over here and I list the items, the grocery items that I need to purchase. I'll have a lot of this on hand, but what I don't have on hand, I will go and make my grocery list from here. So Tuesday, I chose the Mexican burgers with roasted sweet potatoes. A very healthy option. And this also in the Against All Grain cookbook, and that's page 160. And she shows that as being, which the pictures are really nice. So of course there's no bread because we're no grain right now, right? No, low carb. So she's roasted the sweet potatoes, and she's served a nice dollop of guacamole on top of it, which is really nice. And that will be a great meal. So then again, like I said, leftovers on the Wednesday, and that will probably be leftover from the Thai beef stew. That always makes a nice, it's always good the next day or the third day. The next one was the shortcut spaghetti meat sauce. And so how are you going to do spaghetti low carb or no grain? This particular recipe, as you can see from the picture, uses spaghetti squash. That's excellent. So we'll be using that for our shortcut spaghetti meat sauce. Then Friday will be leftovers. And then Saturday, I chose a recipe from the Trim Healthy Table book. And in this cookbook, we use nothing processed. Everything is not processed, very good, healthy eating. So they don't have a lot of great pictures in this particular book, which I don't like, but the recipes are really good. And as you can see, it's tabbed up here as being a friendly diet for NSI, which that means something. I'll tag it down below. I forget what it means right now. But these are all the ingredients for that recipe, for that day. So again, we're back to the creamy mushroom casserole. Oh, great. And then Sunday is free. That's my free day. That's when my husband cooks or whatever. So again, like I said, what we do is we just plan our menu, make our grocery list after we've done our inventory of our pantry. And then I like to use H-E-B, which is a local store here for Texas, and it's in another town actually. So I have to, again, like I said, I live in a small town. So I go click their website and I place the order for everything that is needed here. And then Mondays, I shop. I just go pick it up. You can use Kroger. I know Kroger has a curbside service. Walmart, most Walmarts have a curbside service. So however you shop and however you plan, this is it's a great way, time saver, and it keeps you out of the store. So there's not a lot of items that you purchase that you really don't need when you see them. So that's this part of the video. So that's how we planned. Excuse this video, it's my first one to do, so it's going to be a little choppy. Hopefully I'll get better at it as we go along week to week. And leave a message down below in comments of any questions you have or anything you want me to change or anything you'd like for me to add. And because this is kind of new territory for me, just wanted to kind of start something new in 2019. And so I'd like for you to just let me know whatever you want to do. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next week.